What up, people of planet Earth? Today is Tuesday, March. No, it's not March. It's May 12th. Episode 14 of the Utility Players podcast. Still stuck in quarantine. Let's say what's up to the fellas. Easton, let's start with you today. What's going on, man? Anything new?
Yeah, just moved into my new house. Good stuff. Nothing
So are
much.
you? So is like that Michigan State blanket in the background? Are you like Red Robins, like celebrating?
It's covering a window because it's too bright.
Okay. I thought you were like you know how like they have like their presents wrapped and then on Christmas Day their new like pictures and paintings and shit. I thought that's what you were trying to do for your new house, like until moving to like the school year started.
Don't know what you're talking about.
No clue what he's talking about.
You guys have never eaten at like a restaurant that like around the holidays they like put like wrapping paper over like their signs, their pictures or shit like that.
Maybe.
And on Christmas they have like new ones. Like on Christmas it's like a new picture or painting.
I don't pay attention to paintings that much, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
You've never seen like wrapping paper on?
I've seen wrapping paper. I didn't know they got new paintings. I thought they just
Yeah. Well, okay, maybe they're
times you go to
not.
Red-
I
Hold on,
thought
hold
they
on.
just put it up for
Hold on.
decoration. Then
How
took
many
it
times does he
down.
go to Red Robin to notice that the paintings are different?
Yeah, what?
Okay, now that I'm thinking about it, like they might not just be different. I probably just assumed it was. Like,
No. You went to Red Robin. You noticed every picture there, one change, and you're like,
yeah, we went there a lot as a family. I think
Dude, I've ate at Red Robin probably 3 times in my life.
it was probably years where we were going like once every other week.
Their food's pretty good.
It's like, I mean,
Right.
yeah,
he's more into the paintings.
it's
I don't
better
like.
than-
Didn't they restyle it kind of? Now it's like
It-
kind of futuristic.
yeah, it's all modernized now.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't go there much anymore.
I feel like I'm eating in a spaceship. The one time I went in there in high school.
Feel like you're eating in a spaceship.
Yeah.
The spaceship is like bright red.
The ones in the movies.
Russian ones.
You must be watching.
One in
some,
Tom
like-
and Jerry.
I've never seen Tom and Jerry.
Parents must have hated you.
I didn't like that shit growing up. More of a Disney
You
Channel.
like the Red Robin paintings?
Nick, how's it going with you, man?
Yeah. Oh yeah, third and final member of the gang. Nick, what's going on?
I went to Red Robin yesterday and started the paintings for about 4 hours.
You did not 'cause Red Robins is closed.
I looked through the windows. See, they got
Let's go into some news. So since we last talked, UFC 49 happened Saturday night. That's kind of sick. Sports are back. Boo. I don't know what that's.
what the hell was that?
I was gonna go, let's go, baby, but I went, boo.
You sounded like a
I
dying
liked
whale.
it. I liked it.
Not really for me. I'm not a UFC guy unless there's like the sexy names, like a McGregor, or like a Cowboy, or Nate Diaz. Like the big sexy names are like the ones that I'll actually watch. So like kind of a like not a sexy card, I guess you could say. And so I didn't really watch it. I just saw the memes or I saw the video of Joe Rogan, the first fight on the card that he went to go like, and this guy or whatever, like, and then he immediately realized he's like, oh, no crowd, shit.
Pretty good card. I didn't really watch that much, but I know Nagano knocked out a dude in like 20 seconds.
Yeah, that was insane. That is a beast.
Justin Gaethje, he's setting himself up to fight Khabib in a Rocky versus Creed type of battle.
How so?
Wait, who's the Russian guy in Rocky?
Fuck. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, well, Khabib's gonna fight Gaethje because Gaethje just beat Ferguson, so that's gonna start like a Russian-Ukrainian hybrid versus America.
Wait, did you say Rocky or? Well, I guess it's the same one. It's,
Yeah, the Russian dude.
Ivan Drago.
Yeah, it's setting up a Drago versus Rocky type of fight.
Just because he's Russian.
Well, he's Russian and it's an American, and the American's a huge underdog. So he wasn't even supposed to be Ferguson. Ferguson was supposed to fight Khabib next, but then Khabib backed out of this fight, fought Gaethje, lost, and it's like a worst case scenario for UFC right now, basically. So Dana White said too.
Why is it worst case scenario? Just because?
Because Ferguson hadn't lost a fight since like before some of these fighters were born, and Khabib doesn't lose, so it's supposed to be like a battle, like the two best no doubt about it fighting.
But since the other guy won,
The other guy won, and now all of a sudden it's like fight doesn't have as much like draw as it would have.
No, not as much marketing cues.
Yeah, no, it's Gaethje put on a good fight. After the fight, he went to shake Ferguson's hand, and Ferguson just shoved him away. And he goes, "Don't be a dick because you lost." Oh, that was funny because you can hear them all on camera because there's no crowd
Yeah.
make noise over it. Pretty interesting.
I don't know. I guess it was my excitement for sports being back from the clips I saw outweighed the disappointment of not like having fans there and not it truly being back to normal. But my excitement outweighed that. All right, I think we can move on from that unless you want to say anything about
Any
it.
thoughts? Any thoughts, Easton?
I don't watch it. UFC besides McGregor,
Episodes.
Khabib, and Diaz.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way.
Cool.
Other news, Sunday night, episodes 7 and 8 of The Last Dance were on. I don't know if either of you guys watched it, but
Nope.
by far the best episodes.
Better than the Dennis Rodman episode?
Dennis
Way
Rodman was the
better.
best episode. No way.
No, these were way better. Did you watch these?
Yeah.
The 7th one, the ending gave me like chills.
Well, we had the 7th one.
The Dennis Rodman was only good because like I had no idea. I just knew Dennis Rodman was the guy that talked to Kim Jong-un. I didn't really know that he was just like.
No, you know what's dumb about those? They're saying he would have made the MLB if he would have been there longer. Not a chance.
Who? Jordan?
Say that.
Dude, he hit 200 and he had a 13-game hit streak to start the season. So you figure the start of the season he's probably hitting 300. He can't hit a double-A curveball or a double-A slider, and you're going to tell me he's going to go face Randy Johnson's curveball?
The point was that he had the work ethic and the drive that he wasn't going to let himself stay in double-A.
Yeah, but if he's a normal baseball player, there's not a chance he's like if he wasn't Michael Jordan, there's not a chance he's making MLB.
Well, no,
Facts.
he wouldn't have gotten
Like
he wouldn't have gotten a contract. It's even that's what I was saying to my dad. It was like we think about the Tebow example and how that's such a publicity stunt. Like think about Michael Jordan. That's like a different magnitude than Tim.
No, I know, but I'm just saying there's like they had Francona and the White Sox owner saying, yeah, if he would have stuck around, he would have made the MLB. Dude, if he's not Michael Jordan, he doesn't even make he doesn't make double-A.
Yeah, well, they literally said he was only in double-A because that's the biggest or that's the smallest level that could field the media crew that was going to follow him.
They wanted him to the White Sox wanted to go straight to the MLB, and he said no. And then he struggled to hit 200 against double-A pitching. The only reason he hit is because he saw nothing but fastballs inside the strike zone for his first month of the season. Hit 100, and then he didn't get a hit for forever.
Imagine being an up-and-coming player and you're 22, 23, and you're just pitching to Michael Jordan all of a sudden.
That's what I read somewhere. It was that was the best way to get on SportsCenter as a double-A baseball player is just pipe one down the middle and let Jordan hit it. And that's how you were going to get center.
He had no chance of that MLB.
But okay, tell me that the man hadn't played baseball in 15 years. What if he's right out of high school? Say he played some form of college in North Carolina. If he there was an absurd expectation of people that he was going to be Michael Jordan in baseball, and that's I
agree, but I mean he wasn't
super unfair to say.
They were talking about him in the documentary like he was an MLB prospect. He was not an MLB prospect. They just wanted him in the MLB because he's Michael Jordan.
No, but I think if he were brought up in baseball, he'd be an MLB player.
Maybe, but he was an MLB player when he played in double-A.
No, he wasn't, but he was good enough to play at that way.
But they're saying that he would have been like Terry Francona said, he would have been an MLB player if he played another year. There's not a chance he's an MLB player.
I think if you were younger, say if he did that when he was 26, not 33 or however old he was.
I don't care. I don't think he had 114 strikeouts and 430 at bats. So he's striking out one of every 4 at bats against minor league pitching.
That's every single player today, though.
Yeah, today, not in 1994.
No, I agree that
he's playing against minor league pitching and they're throwing him.
But it's 1 year. The round 1 first overall pick every year doesn't even play in double-A their first year.
I'm not disagreeing, but they're saying he's an MLB. He would have been made the MLB if he had 1 more year.
Did episode 7 go on any about his sports betting and how it's a conspiracy? That's why he took the year off.
That's how it started. It started with his dad dying, and how crazy conspiracies about that. And then it went into like the conspiracy of him quitting and how the sports betting, and they basically just like everyone denied it. Obviously, I think
Yeah.
to it. I think it's ridiculous that such like A-list like reporting like stations like New York Times and all these like pretty reputable things were like basically like being like Twitter like fanatic, like they were acting like a modern day like Twitter like nerd today, like with their reporting. They were just making conspiracies out of everywhere, and a lot of them didn't have any merit. I mean, like they made sense, but
Yeah.
I just don't think like there's no way they were true. And it kind of
Yeah.
went after that. It went into his baseball career, and then it went into him coming back, and then it ended 7, and then like the most of 8 kind of like ended and began with like how he was an asshole basically of a teammate. And it ended, I don't know if you've seen the little clip of the ending. The end, it's so powerful, and he's like you're gonna call me an asshole, but you've never won anything. I was an asshole.
My problem with the documentary is that the only person who's gone on there and really bashed Jordan whatsoever is Isaiah Thomas. And I get like Jordan's controlling it, but no one's gone on there and said anything bad about him. Like, I'm sure David Stern has something against him at some point in his NBA career, and David Stern goes on there like, "Oh yeah, Michael was awesome."
Well, that's what 7 and 8 did. That was so good. I thought is that people were honest. They were like, he was an asshole.
When? Yeah, his teammates, but
Steve
they all
Kerr?
said, yeah, they all said he was an
Well,
asshole, but he was like a good guy. No one's come out basically and said
exactly, because he was an asshole on the court, and then off the court he was going to treat you like a human being. Well, I don't understand why you want to start a conspiracy about how he was an asshole.
No, I'm saying you're telling me every single person who ever met him liked him.
Oh, are you going to say every single person that met you liked you?
No, but in his documentary, every single person they interviewed was like, "Oh, Michael Jordan was like this great guy."
You would hope that if they're making a documentary essentially about you, that more people would talk good about you than not talk good about you.
Oh, I agree, but they're not having anyone talk bad about him. He's got to have something at some point. All the bad things, they had someone come on and basically say like, "Yeah, it wasn't the greatest, but like it didn't matter."
Well, what are they? The problem is like they're not going to get someone off the streets in like. It's also you got to take into the fact that these people are getting interviewed 20 years after the fact, so they're not like they don't hold the same kind of grudge to him that they did like maybe 20 years ago. I think that played a huge role in what you're trying. You asked these guys in 1999 what they thought about Jordan. Like maybe some things are said differently. Also, I also don't think they're holding back on any stories because it's 20 years and they're no longer playing. But I agree. Like in the moment, like say like a year or two after, they would have said probably different things. And 20 years later, when they can go back and think about it and go, although this guy was an asshole, although he was very, very hard on his teammates, he expected a certain level of like play out of you and personality out of you. And if you didn't get that, he knew he was going to need you at some point to win a championship, and he was going to make sure that you played to the best of that.
You look like an offensive coordinator with your headset on.
I don't know. These people said that we would hate him more after. I thought I respected him more as an athlete. Maybe not as a person, but as an athlete.
I like him more as a person.
Why?
Because he's LeBron. You can tell LeBron wants to be Jordan so bad.
Oh yeah, he is like
Jordan's very unapologetic and is like pretty straightforward. Like I'm not a politician. I'm a basketball player. I'm not going to say anything about politics.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron does everything Jordan does. Then make sure he gets like his say in politics and make sure he's always in the media.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron got to be killing LeBron. Guarantee you next season they bring a camera crew around where LeBron.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Like, look, this is just like seeing LeBron's tweets about this too. Like he tweeted it like when like the press conference where Jordan left for baseball. He was like, man, I remember that day like it was yesterday. I was crying. Like, LeBron, you were 8 years old.
No, what's his face? He had the entire year to like say we're doing Space Jam 2, and right in the middle of the Jordan documentaries, he drops, "Oh yeah, we're doing Space Jam 2." The morning of the documentary day. Like, dude, come on.
No, he's a clout chaser. Michael Jordan is his wet dream of himself.
Yeah, no, LeBron's nowhere near Jordan.
That's what I've learned too from this is that they're not on the same level at all.
Jordan wanted to win. LeBron wants to build a team around himself, not play, and then win a championship.
Yeah. It's just totally different. Like, one's a killer and one's just a good player.
When's the king?
One's the king.
Thoughts, Easton?
Other news, stay at home was extended to Michigan, which kind of like just makes me want to kill myself even more because seeing other states open back up is just depressing.
In Colorado, there was a restaurant that opened, and they put a sign, like illegally, they opened up, put a sign on their door and said, if you don't feel comfortable within 6 feet of someone else, don't come inside. And they had their largest, like the most customers they've ever had in one day come.
Really?
Much shows everyone's pretty much done with this. Like this point.
I think now that we know, and the fear of it is over. It's like we know the necessary steps, we know the precautions we need to take. The fear factor of it is over. That people are just ready, they're ready to move on.
Survival of the fittest.
Now that we know the fear factor and the true risk of it, like a month ago when we really didn't. Now that we have like the data and the fear factor of it, we know it. Like, why can't we go back to normal with adjusted standards? That's
47 states have loosened their stay-at-home restrictions,
and we're one of 3.
That's what I heard on the news.
Wow, I can't watch the news anymore.
News sucks. They're just fear-mongering.
Final news for today: the MLB draft is only going to be 5 rounds this year, and basically any free agent past the 5th round can be signed for $20,000. I see, as a former player, I cannot stand this. I don't know what you guys think about it.
How many rounds was it before? Wasn't it
40.
30, 40?
40. And
Yeah.
What pisses me off is that the round 6, pick 1, the signing bonus for that. You want to hear what that is?
$100,000.
$350,000.
For round 6?
Yeah, it is.
Holy crap.
I like it if I'm on a team.
Start playing baseball.
Well,
yeah.
You got to remember, round 6 is still has a chance at making it just because there's so many rounds.
Yeah, but I feel like besides pitchers, the actual positions don't really change much because you never really get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're the Detroit Tigers, this is beautiful because you get 20,000. And if I'm a prospect, I'm getting 20,000 no matter where I go. I'm signing with the Tigers. Quicker road to the pros, better chance at the pros.
See, I disagree.
Yeah, but the Tigers have also had, say, Miguel Cabrera at first base for the past 10 years.
Yeah, so there's gonna be an opening.
Easton, that doesn't make
any
sense.
Yeah, now there is, but within that 10 years, he hasn't moved. He hasn't changed whatsoever.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about 10 years ago. I'm saying this year,
we're talking about prospects. It doesn't.
If I'm a prospect and I'm a 6th-round pick and I get $20,000 no matter where I go.
No, you're wrong.
Tigers over the Yankees.
You're completely wrong. I think it serves the rich. It makes the rich richer. The Dodgers, the Yankees, the farm.
So if you're a prospect, you want to go to the Dodgers, who are just buying the best players in baseball and have a slim chance to make the MLB, as opposed to the Tigers, where every single position.
No, I think you're completely wrong.
Dude, you can say that for any sport.
You're going to be in a farm system where
you're not making any sense.
you're going to make you're going to go to the bigger markets where the money is. So after you sign for that $20,000, you're in a farm system that are in bigger markets to start with, and that the player development and all that aspects of it are proven in these bigger markets, in these bigger teams where they can.
Not really.
Also, okay, from a player standpoint, yeah, but as an organization, if you're looking at it from organizations, this allows the Yankees to sign so many more players than, say, a smaller market team with a way smaller budget.
With $20,000, they can sign a ton of players for $20,000.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, every team could.
No, but I know, but I'm saying Yankees could buy the Yankees.
Dude, they could sign 15 guys for
Cardinals,
the price of
big
one
markets
sixth-round pick.
Exactly. So could every team. I'm saying, if I'm a prospect and you're thinking about it, you would rather go to the Tigers or the Orioles, because you sign there as a 6th-round pick. and there's 0 players on that field that are guaranteed a position next year. If you go to the Dodgers, there's 9 players in that field that are pretty much all stars that you're gonna have to fight to get playing time from. It's like Houston. You think anyone who signs with Houston realistically has no chance of making the MLB for the next 5 or 6 years. You go to the Tigers, you can make the MLB in 2 or 3 years.
No, I see that point. But as a player, if I'm a 6th or 7th round pick that wasn't going to get drafted, I'm not even bothering.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm a 5th year senior, or like I'm out of eligibility.
You know what you're going to see, I think, is you're going to see most teams aren't going to draft seniors in college because what are they going to do? Just do nothing? They're going to want, they can't go back to college. They're done with their senior year unless they unless schools allow them to come back for another year. But if they can't go back for another year, they're just going to say, all right, I got nothing to do. Teams are going to pass on them, let them become free agents, sign the high schoolers for big money, and then sign the college kids for $20,000. Because high school kids can turn down a contract for $20,000 and go to the pros. If you're a borderline draft pick, top 5 round pick, and you're a senior, where are you going to go? Back to college? That's different than
that's different than if you're like a 1st or 2nd round talent.
No, if you're a 1st round pick, I can see them not doing that. But some teams are going to say, we'll just take high schoolers or like juniors that can't miss prospects, and then seniors will say, all right, we'll get them next. They'll get them free agency, or they're going to have to figure something out.
But at that point, like with the money, like the way the money is going, like now that a 5th round and 4th round pick are making considerably less signing bonuses, even if you do sign a high school kid, if I'm a high school kid, I'm not signing a contract. If I'm getting drafted in the 5th round for half of what I would have been making if I got drafted in the 5th round, I'm not signing. I'm going to Vanderbilt and I'm playing 3 years there. I'm getting a degree, and I'm probably, if I was a 5th round pick then, I'm probably a 2nd round pick, and things go back to normal and I'm making like even more, like double.
Then what if you hurt your arm? What if you struggle at Vanderbilt? What if you hurt your arm? What if you go to Vanderbilt and you can't hit? Bigger.
You have a college degree at that point, which is more valuable than making $20,000 at 18 years old.
Yeah.
Also, I think it fucks up the whole like junior circuit, in that it's gonna force kids to like juniors that would have been like are eligible to get drafted and would have been like top 10 round picks are gonna stay for a senior year. Seniors that were not going to get drafted now have another year of eligibility because of the COVID. So now you have even more of those guys coming back. So you have the seniors and the juniors that were like relatively high draft picks. I'm excluding any 1st round pick from this. And now you have your recruiting class, your 2020 recruiting class from seniors in high school. You have it'll be interesting to see how they manage 11 and a half scholarships between like an extra 10 kids. And this isn't like we're talking about D3 Albion baseball. Oh shit, like they have 40 kids. Yeah, they can just cut you. You paid for tuition anyways. These are kids that are coming here to play baseball specifically at primetime Division I programs. So just a rant as a player rant.
Good contribution, Easton.
Easton didn't have much to say about
I just watched him look at his phone for like 10 minutes of that.
It was like 2 minutes. It's real quick.
All right. Should we do name game?
I'm in.
Today's name game are the top 5 Thomases in sports. Easton, you can start with your team.
I had a little trouble with this until I switched to doing last names of Thomas. Obviously, number 1, Tom Brady. Isaiah Thomas. My next 2 are going to be very questionable, especially my last. Michael Thomas. Demaryius Thomas. And my last one, I thought it was funny when I was looking up Toms, but Tom Bosworth. He's a professional speed walker. And he holds a world record for the 1 mile race walk.
How fast?
I don't have his time on here, but he holds British records for 3 kilometers, 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, and 20 kilometers. He is currently ranked 1st overall in the UK for 20 kilometers. His personal best is 1 hour and 19 minutes for 20 kilometers.
I'm beating 1 mile speed walk record.
Speed walking's crazy. Looks like they're about to shit themselves the whole time.
Dude, it's someone speed walked to 5:36.
Dude, I couldn't even run like a 7-minute right now, probably.
Oh, I couldn't either.
These guys are walking at 5:30.
Your team was kind of bad. Besides that last speed walker put you back on track.
Yeah. Oh, and they're coached by Tom Izzo,
Oh, good. Damn, I missed Tom Izzo.
Michigan State guy.
I know. How did I miss that?
I don't know.
All right, want to hear my team?
Not really, but go ahead.
Okay. I got Tom Brady, pretty obvious one.
Same.
Tom Glavine. Yeah,
Ooh.
Thomas, Michael Thomas, and George Seaver.
Who's
the
your third one?
I think Frank Thomas or Michael Thomas, one of the two.
Okay. I didn't hear.
And I got George Seaver last.
George Seaver?
Middle name Tom, went by Tom.
Tom Seaver. Okay. Who are they coaching?
He got coached by Tommy Lasorda.
I had Tommy Lasorda down at first, then I changed it.
I think Tommy Lasorda just is such a colorful guy. I thought I there.
He's one of those moods where it's like when we talked about John Daly that one time where it's like that dude looks like he finishes every game he manages with a cigar in his mouth and like a 6-pack of like.
I'm pretty sure he smoked in the have you ever heard his rant about Vivacqua?
No.
Vivacqua was mad that like he got hit by a pitch and said Lasorda ordered them to throw at him. He goes, "Why would I hit Vivacqua? He couldn't have fucking thought if he thought of him."
We miss that kind of like just like I don't give a shit mentality in baseball today. That baseball just needs personalities like Tommy Lasorda.
Yeah, now it's too snowflake.
My team. By the way, I thought your team was better, Easton.
You thought Easton's was better?
No, I thought yours was.
Oh, mine was good. I have a good team.
I think I might have you beat, and I
have 4 Hall of Famers.
I have Tom Brady, Tom Glavine, so 2 for 2 with Nick, Isaiah Thomas.
Oh, do you want to hear a fun fact about Tom Glavine real quick?
Let's hear it.
He was an NHL and MLB draft pick.
Really?
And he told people if he didn't play in the MLB, he would have been a first-line NHL player.
He told people that doesn't really mean.
Yeah, because he was like one of the best players in that like for like NHL prospects, but they were so scared of him playing in the MLB. That's why he like got drafted like 2nd or 3rd round.
20-year career World Series MVP in the MLB. So Isaiah Thomas, top 50 player on ESPN's most recent top 75 players of all time, 12-time All-Star, lives in Michael Jordan's head. Frank Thomas, the unit. No, that's a different guy. Big Hurt. The Big Hurt is Frank Thomas. And then I had Tim Thomas, Stanley Cup champion for the Boston Bruins.
Ooh, Tim Thomas. That's a good one.
And we were coached by 2-time Super Bowl champion of the New York Football Giants, Tom Coughlin.
New York Football Giants.
You want to hear another random fact that just popped in my head? Speaking of how Tom Glavine played in the MLB and was like an NHL draft pick. Do you know who played in the OHL?
Who?
Niger Morgan.
I don't know who that is.
Look him up. He got in a bunch of fights in professional baseball. Complete like crackhead. Like he dropped the ball in the outfield trying to rob a home run, and instead of picking it up and throwing it in, stood over the ball and stared at it while a guy ran an inside the park home run. Complete crackhead. But
in the MLB?
Wait, I think I saw
MLB,
that.
and he played in the OHL.
He like stopped it from going out or whatever, and then he like threw down his mitt.
He threw down his glove and like walked away from the ball. And the ball was just
yeah, the guy just kept running.
I don't even think it was like a fast guy. I think it was just some fat dude because no one was near the ball. The right fielder ran from like the foul pole all the way to center field to grab it, basically.
So I had this random number text me some photos the other day, and I was like, "What? Okay, like I don't know who this is." And then they just texted me right now, and then they said, when are you done with your meetings? And I was like, okay, like this is definitely a wrong number. So I replied, I think you might have the wrong number. And they go, who is this? And I was like, you texted me. I'm not telling you. So I said, who are you trying to reach? And they're trying to reach their Aunt Michelle. So I said, sorry, not your aunt.
You can get invited to Thanksgiving like that one dude.
You got put in like a group chat, didn't he?
Yeah.
Easton, how do you not know that you're an aunt?
Well, my name's not Michelle.
Okay.
Well,
I could be an aunt.
Easton's got a drag queen persona.
All right, let's do mock draft.
Yeah, so I had the best team.
Is
Oh,
what do you say?
he said he had the best team.
Are you
I
cut
almost
out?
choked on my laugh.
What did you say? I didn't hear it.
I said I had the best team.
Oh. We'll put it
How
on
many world
Instagram.
record holders do you guys have on your team?
Tom
0.
Brady has the most championships ever by an NFL player.
Well, he's on my team too, so.
Uh,
All right,
Tom Boswell, first ballot Hall.
most forgettable sports franchises. Nick,
I'll go.
pick first. No.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
All right. So I went Florida Panthers.
Okay.
Phoenix Coyotes.
Dude, don't
No,
say
yeah,
this.
it's a mock draft.
you
Oh,
idiot.
Shit. My bad.
You're so stupid.
I thought we were doing starting five again. I don't know why. All right. Well, I went Florida Panthers.
Okay. Easton, you can go second.
Charlotte Hornets.
I had that on my, like I said, I made a list of 3 for each major sport, but I I didn't make my top 5 list, but it was on.
Why not? I feel like they've just never
Charlotte
done anything.
The new Charlotte Hornets or the old Charlotte Hornets?
If you watch Jordan,
What do you mean the old
They
Charlotte
were
Hornets?
good
It was the
back
Charlotte
in the
Bobcats.
The Charlotte Hornets moved to New Orleans, became the New Orleans Hornets. Then the Charlotte Bobcats became an expansion team that changed to the Charlotte Hornets. Which Charlotte Hornets?
The new one.
I broke them.
the new one is the Bobcats, my dude, and I would agree with the Bobcats. Other than Michael Jordan being a part owner.
Part owner. But yeah.
I said part owner.
He said part owner.
I am going with mine.
Yeah, just emphasize that he's a part owner.
My first round pick is every MLS franchise.
Dude, I was gonna say that as an honorable mention. Besides the LA Galaxy.
Yeah, LA Galaxy. Yes.
Like Connor's pick. Connor had a bad pick.
I
You said,
couldn't.
you said every MLS franchise, and you said the LA Galaxy. It was respectable.
But like I
don't like that pick because like I could just come in here and be like, yeah, every MLL franchise. Like it's just not a popular
change
sport
it if
in
you
general.
want. I can change it if you want.
No,
No,
you
no, you're
already
already
did
locked
that.
in.
It's the most
You're already
okay.
doing
Hold on.
time.
Hold up.
No,
hold up.
no,
What did
no.
you just say? You just
No.
said it's not a popular sport. It's the most popular sport in the world.
Not the most popular.
Yeah, but I feel like when we talk this, we're all talking American teams. I'm not out here saying like some sort of random German soccer
Easton,
team.
that's a
is
bad argument because
irrelevant.
Connor did say an American team. He said all of the American teams.
All the American soccer teams.
I'm talking about like the best league though. Like you're not like you wouldn't I'm like the AHL to the NHL.
I'll change it then.
No. You're committed.
Okay. All right, Nick. Coyotes. I'm guessing is your pick.
Nope. I'm changing it because I don't.
No, you have to say Coyotes because you said 2 the first time.
Coyotes are on my list.
Coyotes
New
were on
Jersey
my
Nets.
list too.
I'm going New Jersey Nets.
That's a good pick.
No, they're the Brooklyn Nets now, and I feel like they're pretty relevant.
How are they relevant?
They're not
They
relevant
got
at
Kyrie
all.
Durant and
That's
what's his name?
one year,
DeAndre.
Easton. That
They
doesn't.
haven't even played the
One
whole year
good
together.
season does not make you a relevant franchise.
I don't
Until
even
they
think
win a
they're a
championship
playoff
in
team
2
this year.
years.
They're not even a playoff team this year.
Yeah,
Dude,
because
they're
Kyrie was hurt
they're-
most of the season. Durant was out the whole season too.
Well, okay, they're both going to sit out the whole season anyway. Kyrie doesn't play.
All right, fine, whatever. Stupid.
All I'm
pick.
saying is you never hear them be like a top, like maybe 1 year, but every other year they're like a 4 seed at the very best, usually like an 8 seed or out of the
No,
playoffs.
I like the pick.
I
They're
feel
all,
like they were irrelevant in New Jersey, but I feel like now that they're Brooklyn, like they're kind of relevant.
no, they're even more in Nick Shed.
Yeah, no, East.
They're the best team in New York.
For this,
Okay, that's
they're still in a smaller market than the Knicks, who are right across the city from them.
Whatever. Not a bad pick. I wouldn't take it as a second round pick.
Oh man, I like.
Ooh. All right, let's hear yours then.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
That was my number one.
That was my next pick.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't even know about the city of Jacksonville if it wasn't for the Jaguars.
Yeah. It's pretty hard to put an NFL team on there just because the NFL is so relevant. They have a day of the week bought out. They have
Yeah, and Jacksonville somehow still ends up being irrelevant.
Yep, I agree. My pick is I have Phoenix on here, but I don't want to say it because it's already been said. Also, Oh, we've used every single one of my picks except for one. San Diego Padres.
All right,
That was
we've used
mine.
every single one of my picks then.
I have more.
San Diego Padres. They're my number one least relevant baseball franchise. They've never been
No,
good.
no. You want to hear one Stephen Lee?
That's Tony Gwynn.
Seattle Mariners are way less relevant.
No, I just
No,
What have they done?
Ken Griffey Jr.
They have more
A-Rod.
championships too. A-Rod,
Seattle Mariners have won championships.
Actually, I don't think they have.
They haven't won a playoff series since 2000. I don't think they've made the playoffs since 2000. They didn't win that series.
Have the Toronto Maple Leafs even won one since like 2003?
No, but what if Seattle has never won? Hasn't made the playoffs in 20 years. How is that? I didn't even know they. You could tell me they were an MLB team because they're never the worst team. They're never a good team. They always finish with like 70 wins.
You could say the same thing about the Padres. I think. Okay, I guess I guess they're on the same path as the Padres.
There's no one ever you can say, oh, they had Ichiro, they had Ken Griffey, but every team had someone.
But who have the Padres had?
Tony Gwynn.
Yeah, it's a much smaller name than the three I listed off.
No.
Then Ken Griffey,
He's
Ichiro,
smaller than Ken Griffey.
and A-Rod.
I wouldn't say he's smaller than Ichiro.
Smaller than A-Rod.
Yeah, but yeah.
A-Rod was. I'll give you
That's not really
A-Rod because A-Rod was famous for being a Yankee.
A-Rod was only on the Mariners for a couple years.
Yeah, and he was famous for being a Yankee. I'll give you that one.
Okay, but here are their records. 68 wins, 89 wins, 78, 86, 76, 87, 71, 75.
29 out of 43 seasons they've had a losing record. That's pretty.
Yeah, exactly. It's they're always within 70 to 85 wins and never a playoff team. Last made the playoffs in 2001. That was the last time they won a playoff series.
They're both okay. To make the Padres comparison, they're both one of 6 franchises to never win a World Series. 5 now. The Nationals won one this past year.
Good. Got it all I do. Atlanta Thrashers.
Doesn't count.
It doesn't count. They don't exist anymore.
Well, they were irrelevant for the 12 years they did exist.
And Winnipeg, I'd say, is a pretty big market for that.
Did I say Winnipeg or did I say the Atlanta
You're
Thrashers?
saying
That's the same franchise. By saying the Thrashers,
No, they sold the team. Didn't they?
They moved the team. They picked up the team and put them in Winnipeg. It's the same
They
team.
sold them,
same
and
franchise.
then they picked them up and they moved them.
Okay, same exact franchise, different owners. What's the difference?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the same franchise.
Are the Patriots a different franchise than they were 100 years ago? Different owners.
Dude, they're still in New England.
But that's not the argument. It doesn't matter where the team is. It's a franchise.
Would you say the Minnesota North Stars are the same franchise as the Dallas Stars?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Would you
they're
say the Quebec Nordiques are the same franchise as the Colorado Avalanche?
Yes, because
Yep.
the same players are on the same team. They're in a different city playing.
You guys are idiots.
You're an idiot.
No, you guys are stupid.
You've been an irrelevant portion of this episode.
I don't even think he talked with it in the first half, and now he's just
I think I wish you were in your old house because you were smarter there.
Dude, they're just stupid.
he's so mad.
No, it's a different franchise, clearly.
It's
It's
not.
not.
Yes, it is.
Dude, okay, hold on. What team did you say? Atlanta Thrashers. Wikipedia.
Franchise. Put franchise in.
I don't need to put franchise. In 2011, the franchise was moved to Winnipeg. It's like the second. It literally says they were sold to Canadian-based ownership group.
They were sold and moved. That's completely separate. These are idiots.
Okay. If Apple was bought by Mark Zuckerberg and moved to Florida, is it a different company now?
They changed their name.
Okay, they're called Apple. They changed to Pear. They moved from California to Florida, and Mark Zuckerberg owns them. Is that a whole new company that has $1 trillion head start on everyone? It didn't make no sense. They had
Same money's there. They're making the same things. I'd argue it changes franchise. You could say it changes franchise if they started making different products. You're still you're changing a hockey team. You're still playing hockey.
Oh, it's a new franchise when it doesn't exist, and then someone says, "Let's make a hockey team," and puts one in Winnipeg. Not when they just pick one up and put one over here.
All right, well, either way, they still have 0 Stanley Cups and 0 conference championships. Zero
They
They
don't
played
fucking
the
exist.
Stanley
trophies.
Cup the other year.
What'd you say?
Didn't they play in the Stanley Cup Finals a couple of years ago?
Winnipeg?
Yeah.
Are
I
you
lost
dumb or
to
you stupid?
He seems angry.
He's
Next one.
looking for an excuse to call someone else out.
Dude, you just said the Winnipeg Jets were in the Stanley Cup.
They were in the Eastern
Okay, but that's different
whatever
than saying they're a whole-
final, conference final.
That's
No, they weren't.
closer to accurate than saying they're a whole new franchise because we picked them up and moved the whole team here. Vegas Golden Knights, new franchise, players from everywhere.
Has Winnipeg even won a playoff series? I don't think they have.
They made the Western Conference Finals like 2 years.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I was one round off.
Houston's typing aggressively. Be careful.
I don't even know. Like that's like normal typing for him. Aggressive for him is if you like started like he was like using his head and like literally banging his head on the computer. That'd be.
This is the one bad segment Easton has every episode.
What's the first thing he said all episodes?
All right, Connor. Pick. We'll do one more round after Connor.
All right. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Detroit Lions.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
good.
good pick.
You want to hear a better pick?
No.
Blue Jackets.
I like the pick. I was on my list too. Or that was on my long list.
They were a brand new franchise. Didn't move from LA, and they haven't done anything since. He looks defeated.
They were like the
I don't even know
laughing
who I'm
stock
gonna
of the
say
league
next.
for a long time. All right, go ahead.
I have an honorable mention real quick.
No, shut up. We
No,
do
wait,
honorable mentions
yeah,
at the end.
Yeah, he's right. I do
Idiot.
agree with Easton.
Oh, let's see what this is.
I don't even know who to say right now.
I want to laugh.
Oh, based off your fucking
You could say a
opinions, I'm
good
gonna go
one.
to the new Seattle franchise for hockey. They're irrelevant. They haven't done shit.
They're so relevant.
That's not even a.
Dude, they're a brand new team with a new market.
They don't even have a name yet. That's how irrelevant they are.
All right, pick something else.
Dude, I'm freaking looking. All right.
He's freaking looking.
Freaking looking.
I don't know. Cleveland Browns. They suck, but like they're
Yeah, but
relevant for
everyone knows
sucking. They're like relevant for sucking. So I don't even know.
Not forget.
Browns is an all right pick. It's
Buffalo Sabres.
It's a good one.
Let's go.
Okay, Buffalo. Their most notable thing is losing in the Stanley Cup Finals.
I'd say you the case for the bottom, like the smaller quarter markets. I don't even know how to say it. Like the smallest markets, the last quarter of smallest markets in the NHL. You could say all those teams just because the NHL is the fourth league in the U.S.
Cool.
Honorable mentions.
No, you gotta make a pick.
Oh yeah, I'm last. You said Florida Panthers. What?
Yeah, I wonder if I had to pick
Coyotes.
Atlanta if Nick didn't say 2 his first pick.
I'm gonna
You could
go.
That's like saying you're gonna take McDavid and Eichel first overall.
I never took the Coyotes. Never wrote them down on paper.
Yeah, well, you said them, so no one wanted to say them.
I'm going with the Milwaukee Bucks. Before Giannis, they were absolutely nothing and have always been nothing.
They had wait, no, they didn't.
Want to hear an honorable mention? While Easton,
What, Cincinnati Bengals?
no.
That's a good one.
Is that your honorable mention?
Sure.
Mine-
I'm just
mine
gonna
was
name every
Googling,
team.
he just Googled franchises in the U.S.
No, I'm looking at the Cincinnati Bengals Wikipedia because I want to see if they actually did anything.
My honorable mention was the entire XFL. I watched most games and could not name a single player or a single team or how good they
Cardell
were.
Jones,
Yeah, what team was he on?
DC Defenders.
DC Defenders.
You guys know that. Maybe I just didn't pay attention, but I thought the whole league was so forgettable when it was on. Like I
What
like
about Quentin
Dude, that's
Fowles?
like saying MLS. That's bullshit.
No, I know. That's why it was an honorable mention, because it wasn't it. You said MLS.
That's what I mean. You guys gave me shit for MLS.
Oh,
MLL, Major League Lacrosse.
PLL, Premier League Lacrosse.
What'd you say?
PLL. I don't think the MLL exists.
All right, I'm good with this. You guys good?
Yeah, sure. I don't care.
Remember
Dude, the
when?
MLL exists, I'm pretty sure.
MLL only has 5 teams left. PLL is where the big stuff is.
Well, I guess that makes the MLL pretty irrelevant.
Ugh.
Connor, what are you doing?
I'm waiting for you guys to be ready for Remember One.
Ready, dude?
We've been ready.
Who wants to go first?
You.
You. Oh shit, I wasn't ready.
I have 2. Do you remember when the Tigers were loaded for like 3 or 4 years in a row and they had 3 Cy Young winners? 3 in their staff, and they never won a championship.
Yeah.
In fact,
That whole
all
pitching
5.
rotation has won a World Series since then.
Yep. And they had a Triple Crown winner and 2 Hall of Famers in their lineup. Torrey Hunter and Victor Martinez.
Yeah.
And my other one is remember the District 4 youth hockey playoffs? I just thought of that while I was like thinking of I was thinking about the Mighty Ducks for some reason and how they're called like D2, D3, and I was like, oh shit, you remember D4 hockey playoffs? Like every other district across the state of Michigan would have like 5 teams. It was just like a little like pool play tournament and then D4 had like 30 something teams and like whatever, like a 30-minute radius, and like you would have to play like pool play just to get into other pool play, and it was always dope. I always felt like a hot shot if you made it to the final pool play. I think Easton won a D4. Nick, did you ever win a D4?
No, we lost to USA Eagles in the championship.
Same.
You made the championship a D4?
Yeah, Stars.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We made the semis if you were in the Stars.
We came in second, and I think we came in third. And then I think we didn't make it one. Oh, we made it every year, actually. We just never,
You made it at least to the second part.
Yeah, like the 18 tournament.
Yeah. And then it was, Final 4 out of those 8?
Yeah, it was like a pool. Wait, was it pool play, or was it just finals?
Yeah, it was pool play.
What I thought, pool play, and then Final 4 after like the 8-team. Like you got narrowed down to 8 teams, and you played a pool play, and then the top 4 made
top 2, yeah.
Then the top 2 made the finals like 2 weeks later, or like a week later.
Yeah, I made the finals once, made the semifinals like probably twice.
Yeah.
I lost to USA all 3 times.
The year we won it on Novi, we beat Plymouth, and like every time we played Plymouth, it'd be like 2-1 us, 2-1 them. Whatever, like always back and forth. And in the finals, we beat them 7-0. Just
that's hype.
We played Benji's team in the semis one year, and we beat them. And the next day at school, Benji railed me from behind into the lockers and was like laughing like he was about to kill me. And I remember like for like a week, I was genuinely afraid that Benji was gonna hurt me when I was walking through the halls because he ran me and I banged my head and I had like a pounding headache. And I remember just being so scared of Benji because we beat him in the semifinals. I don't know, I just popped in my head. That was like probably the scariest of my life.
That's when when Benji was on and he was talking about how competitive he was. He was competitive before he even knew how to spell the word.
Dude, it was scary. And then in 3rd grade, I think we beat them. And after the game, I was talking in the lobby. He was like yelling at me basically. Dude, I hate how that happened. The referees blew that game. I was like, I don't know. I thought they did a good job.
Easton, remember when what?
Jalen Watts-Jackson picked up the fumbled punt.
Yeah.
Scored it with no time remaining. Probably the craziest sports moment of the past 10 years, I'd say.
I remember for Michigan people. I remember where I was when that happened. I remember college.
Probably the greatest sports moment in – no, not sports moment. I was going to say Michigan State history, but no.
You could argue that.
Probably most iconic, though.
Fake kick against, was it Notre Dame?
Yeah.
You could argue that.
I'd say it's probably the most iconic, but not the greatest.
The last second field beat Ohio State with
Mm-hmm.
the quarterback. That was up there too.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that's one of the Michigan games, one of where I'll never really forget where I was. Because we're playing.
Was that our junior year of high school?
Yeah, we had a prep game against Orchard Lake.
They're in trouble with the snap?
Yeah.
No, we didn't. I remember.
Yeah,
I
we
was
did.
sitting.
Dude, that was
I
not
was,
prep.
I was sitting my family
Oh yeah,
room
it
on the
was
couch.
sophomore year. It was sophomore year. We played.
Yeah.
Wait, you didn't play. We were playing Orchard Lake. We were at Orchard Lake St. Mary's rink about to play them.
Yeah. That's why I said
You were
I
not
was
my
listening.
team, Easton. You were not my team.
Dude,
I
I was at Orchard Lake St. Mary's
No, you
about to play.
weren't.
Yes, I was.
No,
Yes,
you
I
weren't.
was.
No,
What
you
year was
weren't.
it?
I don't know.
2015, I think.
Oh yeah, he was. No, he actually was. I'm actually all in on Easton now.
Yeah, I remember.
I
I was at
remember.
Orchard Lake St. Mary's. We're listening to on the radio. We drove in, and then they're like, "Yeah, like third down or whatever, like 20 seconds left." And I was like, "All right, like Michigan State's gonna
Was
lose."
that
I
before
walk in,
varsity?
I drop my bag off, I go to the pro shop, and I see Michigan State celebrating, and I'm like, "What just happened?" And they're like, "Yeah, Michigan State just scored."
No,
And I was
Easton's
like, "What the
definitely right.
hell?"
But I
No,
think
because
kind of you might not have been on the team yet.
oh yeah, because I distinctly remember sitting on my couch and like just crawling up in a ball when that happened.
Idiot.
I could tell you where I was sitting on that couch.
Okay, I could tell you where I was in the pro shop.
Shut up, Nick. Go.
There's
Remember
only
when
3 seats on the couch.
Remember when DeAndre Jordan posterized Brandon Knight?
No.
Yeah, that was sick. I remember like the play, but I didn't remember it live or anything because I
I
didn't
never
follow
heard it live. I
basketball.
remember seeing the next day in Sports Center and thinking, how is that considered a dunk? He threw it from the free throw line.
Dude,
Just
it was
posterized
insane.
him. Next.
Oh, I can do my Reddit dive. Yes, new segment. Start doing Reddit dives. So this is kind of dive part. Just like I just got thinking. So I found a Reddit. I like to go on like the Reddit and just like the basic questions and just read people's responses to them, not necessarily like dive in for like intellectual pleasure. Just like read what kind of idiots have to say about this. So this is what got me thinking. It's hard to think about that one day most or if not all of the content on the internet will be from dead people. And so that kind of got me down this rabbit hole of like thinking
No, that's no.
I mean,
What?
once the internet
You mean the stuff
ends,
now?
yeah.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about like there's probably a kid who's 4 years old making stuff, and then next year's gonna be a kid who's 4 years old, and it's just gonna continue.
I mean, you just gotta
No,
have
the
the
point
internet end at that point.
No, I'm saying that the point was most of the content you see today will
Oh yeah,
involve dead people.
it'll all be from dead people.
And it got me thinking exactly. And it got me thinking like
I guess, yeah, but we'll be
think
dead
about
by
like
then too.
do you like ever like read
Yeah, we're on
tweets
the
or like
internet.
Instagram like do you guys like read tweets or like Instagram posts of like dead people ever?
No.
Not really.
And it's like but it's like they're like digital profile is like still there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it got me like down this even deeper thing on Reddit where people like were like arguing like whether like the fact that like you can see someone on the internet and like their consciousness is still there and like the interrelationship between you and someone is like basically like you're only here to be perceived by other people to an extent. Like I am only here as you see me or as Easton sees me or as everyone else sees me. So if like this podcast goes up, someone can always see me and like see my personality out there and see like my consciousness. And the fact that I'm conscious in the video that they're seeing means that to them, I'm perceived as always alive and that I'm alive in this perception of me. And that like there's this never ending, like you could always perceive something on the internet as alive. And that like by having a digital footprint, after you die, your digital footprint will never die and it'll be there. And that however you're portrayed or however like the content you have online is like how like your consciousness stays alive in other people. Because at the end of the day, our consciousness is just how we're perceived to other people.
You die twice. When you're buried and when the last time someone says your name.
But it's kind of the same argument, you know? But
Yeah, what is your argument?
if you're on the internet, like you have the endless possibility of always being alive because your name is always there. So like I can access like via the internet, like I could access a dead person's thoughts, like their like life events, their memories through like the content and the stuff that they put
Your
out
Snapchat memories.
from a perspective of the what?
You ever realize on Snapchat it's gonna be like on this day 50 years ago, and you're gonna see a picture of you like walking like down the street, like recording something you thought was funny. Then I thought while you're going on about scientific discoveries on the internet.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
From
me
like a
recording
cloud
myself
perspective?
smashing bottles.
I'm gonna get a video of myself waking up Easton because I didn't want to be sleeping anymore freshman year. I'd be like 6. God, that was so funny. I want to do it again. We just ruined Connor's deep dive.
No. How'd you ruin it? I said what I had to say.
All right, that was deep.
But I just don't think you guys understand. I don't think I did a good job of describing what I was trying to say.
At first, it kind of seemed like just because there's a video of you being alive, if no one knows you, they're still gonna think you're alive. That's like what I
No,
got from
that's
it at
not
first,
at
and
all.
then you completely changed it.
Okay. Yeah, that's not at all what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
It's that like having the cloud, like the internet per se, like since it'll always be there in this like other dimension essentially to like reality, the fact that we're always going to be on the cloud and that our cyborg or our personality on the cloud is always going to be there, that we're always going to be able to access someone or something. Like if I made a video on the internet with my grandpa and my grandpa dies, I can always see that and like know that, like have that perception of him alive. Like I can experience who he was and like what he was saying and like his thoughts and his consciousness in the video. And that from a perspective standpoint, that's like he's alive, and that we have this like that's essentially what reality is too. Is that we're just seeing perspectives of what we think and what we see of other people, like or what like you're seeing a perspective of me in reality at all times, and like that's the same online by seeing a video.
Yeah.
Should we move on? So that's my Reddit dive for the day.
What's your challenge update first? Did you
I
do the
don't
pucks?
I don't have any pucks.
Oh my God.
I couldn't. I went in the garage and I was like looking for pucks, and we had this giant bucket by the door, and I was like, I like walk in and I yell, "Where are the pucks?" And my mom yells back, "I don't know," and that was the end. So I didn't do it. So I basically said that we should start doing it every episode, only for me not to do the challenge.
Drop the ball.
Well,
Should we do the Would You Rather?
Yeah,
yeah, you're like lagging out right now. I don't know if it's just me.
No, it's him.
Yeah, it's me. It said my internet was unstable.
You're on.
Dude, this is actually kind of like a hard one. This Would You Rather.
Yeah.
No.
Get a
Layup.
paper
Oh
cut.
no, Nick knows everything.
Get a paper cut in between your fingers every time you touch paper, or bite your tongue every time you eat.
I'd rather
Going
get a paper cut.
Yeah, I'm going paper cuts.
You don't
I
touch
agree.
paper every day.
Correct. That was my thought as well. But then I got like,
You
and it was like
Yeah, I was also
between your
thinking like,
fingers is way worse than biting your tongue.
Yeah, but you chomp your tongue, it can hurt pretty bad. You can chomp off.
yeah, but like also like I enjoy eating. I don't enjoy like looking through a book. And if I just ruin every time I eat, like that's gonna be no fun.
Okay, let's think about this in a really smart way. In like 20 years max, there's not even gonna be paper.
That is
There's not
true.
gonna
I
be
did
paper.
think about that as well. And that like
If I'm
Yeah.
at work, I'm on a laptop sending things along.
yeah, I was gonna say in today's age, how much do we even really touch paper?
Yeah, but also in 20 years,
If he's reading
gonna be
fucking
paper straws and
chapter
stuff.
books every day, then I would pick the other way around. But
In 20 years, you have to bring your own straw everywhere. It's gonna be sick.
How does like
You're gonna
how
bring
do
your
like
keys, your wallet,
paper
your phone.
straws and paper cups? Do they count with this too?
If it's paper, you get a paper cut.
Okay, so money. Every time you touch money, you get paper
ooh,
cut.
that is true.
How much do you touch money though? It's just all credit card and Venmo.
Yeah, but every time you're going to the bar and you're handing them a $5 bill, paper cut.
They take card. Some of them
Not
do.
all places.
I pretty much live without money at this point. I just use everything on my card. Because if I have money, I'm more likely to spend it.
No, when I have cash, I genuinely spend. I just spend it faster because I view it as not spending anything in my bank account. So I like basically view it as not spending anything. It's like free money.
No, I actually agree.
Free money.
I'll have like $100. If I have $100 in my bank account and $100 cash, it's like, well, this like value 'cause it's not on my app. So like I might as well spend it. I take money out of my bank account. I'm like, holy shit.
I'm that way now, but I used to like be like I could see how much I'm actually spending with cash, and then I like would never spend it.
At some point, you hit a wall.
But now I'm like, oh,
cash is
it's
worth
just
it.
cash. Like it's just burner money.
I'll just ask my dad for some later.
Ask my daddy.
Yeah.
Take my date to the movie.
Untraceable.
It is untraceable, except for your fingerprints.
Easton's money laundering. Is that what he just like?
Yeah, what was
Watch
that
a lot
face
of
you just
Ozark.
did?
Easton moved into his new house and he told his parents rent's $1,000 a month, but it's like $30 a month, and he's pocketing
Are you
900.
kidding me? Phil would beat my ass.
I'm surprised that you were able to move in so early.
Yeah, I mean, they're all seniors, so they just moved out.
Is it a May to May lease or is it August to August?
August to August.
Are
you
you
paying
the
for
only
it?
one in there?
Like at the moment, because my one
Why don't
buddy's
we
at
stop
work, and then the
recording
other
and
one
talk
moves
about
in
this
June
after?
1st. What?
Can we stop recording and talk about this after? We're talking about where Easton's living.
Okay, closing thoughts.
Connor, you need to get better Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You guys can all suck a fat one with the Utility Players Pod, episode 14.
I still had the best
Suck my
name.
nuts.
And Easton